In this video, we're going to cover how to use hashtags the right way, because most people actually use them the wrong way or not at all, which is like insanity on Instagram, because hashtags is a great way to get your content found and sort of amplify its reach. So I'm going to use smoothie bowls for this example. It's just a random example I've got here. And they actually don't use any hashtags on their post by the looks of it. So the reason I wanted to use this account is I can sort of show you the process of what I would actually include as hashtags if this were my account or if this were your account, what you could be doing. So the first thing is to know is you can use up to 30 hashtags per post. So I see a lot of accounts that they do use hashtags. They'll just do 1 or 2, and like that's fine. But if you really want to optimize your hashtags, try and use several of them, because it just amplifies how far your content is sort of marketed across all of these different hashtags. So, but what I would say is don't use 30 every time, and don't use the same 30 on every post. So let's say that you've just started an account, you've got 9 posts, these 9 here. Don't, come up with 30 hashtags and then just copy and paste the same 30 across all of them. And you don't want to do that for 2 reasons. The first is, if you're using the same hashtags across all of your posts, then you're sort of limiting your overall exposure, because there's only 30 places that your content will be shown, no matter how many times you post. So of course it'll show up at different times, but it'll still just be those 30 hashtags. And the second reason you don't want to use the 30 every time is Instagram has a lot of automated detectors in its system that try and sort of filter out spam and things like that. Now, you're technically not spamming by using your limit of 30 hashtags, but if it sees that you're using 30 in every single post, it might sort of detect that as a repetitive activity. And Instagram in general doesn't like repetitive activities. It doesn't like if you follow too many people in an hour. It doesn't like if you comment the same thing more than 10 times. It doesn't like anything that's repetitive, because it comes across as spam. So if you're using the same 30 hashtags, or if you're using the 30 limit maximum hashtags in every single post regularly, that might kind of alert Instagram's spam filters, and then it will reduce the reach of your content, so it won't get shown to as many people as it normally would. So what you want to do instead is use a variety of numbers. So on one post you can do 10, and others you can do 15, others you can do 25, others you can do 28, others you can do 16. You get the idea. Always mix and match those, because then that sort of just eliminates any pattern in your quantity of hashtags. And the second thing to do is tailor your hashtags to the actual post. So you can have, say, 10 that are standard across all of them. So for smoothie bowls, you could have the word smoothie as a hashtag, smoothies, smoothie bowl, smoothie bowls, all of that, that's fine. You can have those standard. But then what you can do is you can also use ones that are unique to the post. And there's 3 ways that I structure this. So start with your actual target hashtag. So that would be smoothies, smoothie, smoothie bowls, and smoothie bowl. So they're the main words that your account is about and what your content is about. Then you can use related words that are related to smoothies, like drinks, fresh smoothies, or fruit smoothies, or pink smoothies, or red smoothies, that kind of thing. And then the third one is you can use more general related words. So in addition to smoothie, you could say the actual fruit that's in it, like banana or blueberry or whatever is in there, strawberry and mint or whatever it is like that. And then you can use even broader words like fitness or healthy drinks or hydration and things like that. So don't just feel like you have to stick to what's shown in your post as related hashtags. You can also think of other words that people might be searching for, and then they would also be interested in drinking smoothies, even if they're not directly searching for smoothies. Like if someone's interested in weight loss recipes, for example, they might search for weight loss recipes, and smoothies might come up as something they hadn't thought of. So it's good to include a wide range of hashtags that are all related, but they're related in different ways. What you can actually see visually in the post, what are related keywords to what you can see visually in the post, and then other broader keywords that are just related to your actual content or topics that you cover. So that is how to use hashtags and what to actually include in your 30 or however many you want to actually use. Now, the next thing to talk about is where to actually put the hashtag. So there's two ways you can do this, and there's a big debate about where to actually put them. So the first option is you can put it in your caption, as you see here. Like, you can just add it to the end of the caption, put it there. I don't like doing this because it just looks a bit spammy. Like, you've got your caption and then you've just got like a whole string of hashtags. That's not great for me. So what I like to do is, after I've done a post, I will just do another post. I'll just add a comment underneath that post, and then you can just add them here, like smoothies, and so on and so on. So I normally just put them in a comment, and what you can do, as you've seen here, Instagram will automatically suggest popular hashtags here. So if you run out of ideas, you can just see what Instagram comes up with and sort of use their recommendations. So I always put them in the comment section as opposed to the caption, but it's kind of up to you. So for me, aesthetics of how something looks is quite important, so I'd rather not look spammy, and I'll put them in a comment. But some people have reported seeing like less engagement if the hashtags are in the comment rather than in a caption. I don't see how that's really possible, because I don't know why Instagram would penalize one but not the other. And again, there's so many different factors that could influence how much engagement a post gets. Like, it might be nothing to do with the hashtags, it might just be like the quality of the content of that post was better, and that's why it's got more likes. So there's been no like evidence or research to suggest that, you know, the comments are worse than the caption or the caption's worse than the comments. It comes down to personal preference in the end. You can test both and see what works better for you, but I personally always put it in the comments, because then it's hidden. As you'll see here, look, it just says view all 9 comments. It doesn't actually show the comments, and then it just makes it look a lot tidier. So that's where to place them. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is don't use hashtags that are overused or underused. So if I go back here, let's say I was doing some hashtags here. So I don't just want to use really generic ones like smoothie. Like, it's fine to do that because, you know, it's really relevant. But as you'll see here, smoothie's got 9.1 million posts. That means that your content is very likely to just get lost in the sheer number of posts. So it won't be very discoverable, because it will just get lost within minutes by new posts that have come up. So it's fine to include that because you've got quite a lot of hashtags that you can use, but you also want to focus on ones that are much less used. So instead of smoothie, think about what words people would really search for regarding smoothies, except for the main words. So for example, let's see how many fruit smoothie has. So that's only got 141,000 posts, which is perfect. So ideally you want to aim for ones, obviously the popular ones that have got millions, because they're the main keywords, but also use ones that have got over 50,000 posts. Over 50,000 is enough where it's not so underused that it's just, you know, bare and empty, but it's enough that it's regularly posting. People are regularly posting on there, and people are most likely checking those posts out, but it's not too many that your posts are going to get lost. So fruit smoothie is a great one. You can even do ones like, I think this will probably be too small, but strawberry smoothie, 72,000. Okay, so I would use that. So these more long tail keywords are really important, because it's a much narrower selection, which means the people that are actually looking for strawberry smoothie are very likely to click on your post because it's something that they're specifically looking for. So if you have like any knowledge on search engine optimization, on how like Google works and things like that, in addition to like short tail keywords, like really broad ones, it's really good to include long tail ones as well, because then that just encourages people to actually click on it because of the high relevancy of what they're already searching for. So that is how I use hashtags, and that's how to use them properly. As I say, most people don't use them properly. They don't use a varied number of hashtags in their posts. They either just use all 30 or none at all. And they also keep them all the same, as opposed to sort of switching it up and make it tailored to their actual posts. And they also don't use the right ones in terms of the popularity of them or the lack of popularity in them. And something that you don't want to do, by the way, is people often are just looking for likes on their content. So they'll use spammy hashtags like for like or follow for follow. I really recommend that you don't use them, because Instagram knows that they're very highly prone to spamming and things like that. So it just reduces the quality of your account in terms of, in Instagram's eyes, through the lens of like spamming and things like that. So just use hashtags that are actually relevant, and you want quality traffic to your Instagram profile. You don't want people coming there that are actually just there for the like.